you start, you recognize, at least if you've been in sports long enough, you recognize that it's a marathon, and a bad day does not mean you're falling off or you're getting worse. It's a bad day. And a good day does not mean you've figured everything out and you're the best, and you have to battle with that every single day. So another injury. I've gone through this more times than I would like, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's, the mission is remain the same from the beginning. So get healthy and get ready for the next fight. When that is, I don't know. It can be disheartening sometimes, but at the same time, it's, I don't need extra motivation to get in here. It's what I love to do. So in some ways, it kind of, you have a lot of things that you're trying to work on. So you're trying to get better in a lot of different areas. You're trying to get better at wrestling. You're trying to get better at boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and the works. Trying to get stronger, trying to get better in better shape, and all those things, right? When you get hurt, it kind of simplifies things a little bit. It's get healthy, right? So you're working on other things. I work shoulders and stuff today, but it's just constantly with the focus of getting healthy, and getting healthy, so then I can get back and train with my teammates. And it definitely, at least in my case, it creates a level of anticipation and excitement to get back out there, because it's been so long. And Julian today was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to get back so I can submit you." And it's like, I'm itching too. Not to get submitted, because I'm not going to get submitted. I might, but either way, it's just more importantly, my identity is not entirely encapsulated in MMA. So when something bad happens, it's not like I'm losing my identity. And I think that's a very important aspect of it, because when I was younger, my identity was specifically tied into wrestling. And if wrestling was being taken away, if I was, getting hurt, then it's like my identity was being questioned. And I think it's very important, because it's actually a lot more prevalent than people might think. We have this underlying idea, whether it becomes articulate or not, that if you win fights, then your life makes sense and people will love you, and it can serve a placeholder in your life for a time, but eventually, what you build your life on, kind of like the foundation things we were talking about earlier. It's like if you build your foundation on that, then what are you going to do when you're over 40? All of a sudden you don't have purpose of being anymore, and so you start finding other things to latch your self-worth on. But there's a lot of, I think, spiritual elements tied into it, but I think the most important thing is to have a goal, know why you're doing it, and not be so attached to the outcome, and it's kind of cliche, but just more sticking to the process and hoping for the best. But at the same time, I am excited, curious, scared, all those things to see. I truly believe God has a plan for my life, and if it's in MMA and again the UFC and doing things there, praising His glory and preaching His name there, then I'm excited for that. That's what I want to do. But at the same time, if He has different plans, His plans are better than mine. And it might not make sense. It might not make sense for another 30 years. It might not make sense ever to me. But eventually, I believe that it's for a reason and for a purpose greater than myself. So I'm as ready and I'm willing to undertake whatever kind of suffering, whatever kind of bad day, whatever kind of injury, whatever kind of situation that God is going to put me through. And I'm going to do my best to walk through it with grace, and I know in the end it's going to bring me closer to him. So, you know, it's how you I guess how I don't lose hope and keep the path.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.